Hello and welcome to the Glassworks Music Podcast, episode 5. In the studio today, we have Ollie, Hine, Charlie, Rolfe, and
it's good.
Unfortunately, Charlie Farragut couldn't make it this week, so we have Joe Brisley in the studio. Okay, so would you guys, Ollie and Charlie, would you mind introducing us to the underground genre and tell us a bit more about that?
So by underground, the underground genre, we're on about underground hip hop, underground rap, but it has so many other elements of metal, emo, punk. And it's all just implemented into one big genre, sprinkled with hip hop, and it's
like the way I describe it is like rap's gritty little brother. Like there's mainstream rap, which is
Drake.
Yeah, like that, where it's really like it's very filtered. It's very like you're only allowed to hear what's good and like acceptable for like the millions to listen to. Whereas underground sort of that come out like
it's a lot more like grimy and dark.
Yeah, it's like grimy, gritty sort of like. I'm gonna do whatever I want.
It's basically instead of saying, "Oh yes, all dandelions."
Yeah,
it's just like right. This is what it is. This is how it's doing.
So someone instead of like someone thinking about what they're gonna say, they just say it without any.
There is fault, but there's no filter. There's no filter.
There's no like if you were signed to like a major label and you were in the charts. And you went to them and said, I've just wrote this song, and the topic is me killing myself and me killing loads of other people. They're going to go... Nah. Whereas if you're...
SoundCloud isn't going to say no.
SoundCloud's not going to say... If you've made your own song with your own budget in like a really cheap studio, like loads of these artists do, and just upload it to SoundCloud, the topic can be literally whatever you want it to be.
So, right,
basically, as long as SoundCloud is getting paid, they don't care.
Pretty much.
Okay, so I'm going to go over some sort of SoundCloud rappers now. I'm going to name some artists. I want you to tell me what you think of them. Okay. We'll start off with Lil Peep.
Lil Peep.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. He was my favourite artist. He was he just made the best, like in my the best underground. Like he was. It's
really so original. That's what I love.
Yeah,
I believe Adam said that he was about to sort of change the way we listen to that.
Everyone said that. Post Malone said that. Everyone said it, and he wasn't. People referred to him as the modern day Kurt Cobain. He made like songs that were so deep and so original,
so
and
much emotion.
Yeah, like everything, because he was really versatile as well. Like come on, he'd be like really slow, sing-songy, and some songs he'd come on and he'd just spit bars. And he was just really good.
But yeah, he was a great example of emo rap.
Yeah, he was when I think about emo rap, I think about Peep.
Do you count emo? Well, I mean, emo is a genre. What do you think of that?
What's emo music?
What do you think of emo, Joe?
Of emo music?
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't know what you'd class as emo music, because it all depends on what you listen to and what you are classing as emo.
Yeah, it's true. There's so much music
what
that
would you say like emo?
Yeah, I mean like because you're an emo and you listen to it, it doesn't mean it's emo music.
Yeah. For each of these podcasts, I've had to do research. I haven't actually done much research for underground music. But you're not just educating me on underground, you're educating the listeners. Little Tracy.
Lil Peep's friend, collabed on so much music.
They called each other brothers. They were I only know Tracy because of Lil Peep, but
that's not to disrespect Tracy. Like,
it says here that they need giant scare quotes around his being designated a rapper. What does that mean?
Like they don't rap, but they are rappers.
They're like singy rappers. It's really weird, but like
I know you listen to that quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah. But Lil Tracy and Lil Peep, you ever found two artists that just work so well together? There's like
Rihanna and Eminem.
That's true, actually.
It's like bread and butter.
Love the way
Tracy and Peep were literally like bread and butter. Like every song that they're on, like one of my favourite Peep projects is called Castles 2, and it's I think it's a 5-song mixtape where it's just Peep and Tracy every single song. Yeah. My favourite song's Past the Castle Wall. Sorry. It's so like honestly, if you take one thing away, listen to that mixtape front to back. It's the best thing. It's so good.
Okay, Russ.
He was underground as in the sense of he definitely wasn't mainstream for a long time, but he's mainstream now, and he hasn't really got the underground sound. Like he has got the mainstream sound. He was just underground because he didn't blow up.
You're not a fan of the term SoundCloud rappers. Why is that?
No, because it's got so much negative. Like it's people like really like people use it in a downgrading way.
I mean that's fair enough. We got 2 more here. Ski Mask, the Slump God.
Do you want to take this?
You can take it.
Ski Mask, I found out about through X. Ski Mask is like it's hard to describe him. He's like I can't think of how to describe him.
He's like an underground Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, his flow is he's got, in my opinion, he's got the best flow in the underground. He's literally like he sounds like he's been smoking for about 60 years when he talks. He's got like a really raspy voice, but his flow is in like every single song. Listen to Dr. Eggman. Listen to Space Ghost Pussy, which is a send for.
I mean, there are some singers out there that sound like they have raspy sort of voices.
But that goes along with the grimy, gritty.
Yeah, Ski Mask is incredible.
I mean, even this week you probably tell I've got a bit of a cold, which is like, I mean, some people enjoy listening to that sort of thing.
But it doesn't mean you're going to be an amazing underground rapper. Don't get
that's very true. One more here, Ugly God.
Ugly God.
Oh,
What do you think
Ugly
of
God.
him? You take this.
I'll take my man Ugly God. So he's a bit more of like, he's underground, but he's like, the subgenre is like comedy rap, and he's definitely underground because he's got like that whole vibe and aesthetic.
He proved himself. He proved that he could rap properly, in my opinion, on the Double XL.
Yeah.
Right.
Where like, because he came out and he had the song called Water, which was like, it's
a vibe.
It's like, a vibe. Yeah, it's like there's like, in my opinion, there's like a few different styles of underground. There's like what Suicide Boys and that sort of make really depressing stuff, and then like really sad like feelings sort of songs.
And then there's Turn Up, like X, Ski Mask,
Wi-Fi, all that lot. And then you've got like chill, like
you've
got like chill, like happy, sort of really happy.
Kinda like cloud. Would you say kinda?
Kind of cloudy music, such as like. I think when Yachty was in,
when Yachty was
in like the underground SoundCloud wave, he was there.
Six
Ugly
Dogs.
God's in it. Six Dogs. Would you say Uzi? Because Uzi's nowhere near underground anymore.
No, he was underground at one point. No.
Yeah, he was like. I feel like Uzi's had the most.
I think you could throw Lil Xan in there maybe.
I think that leads well on to this next question. Do you base your sort of your look and your the way you dress and act around this genre?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Yeah. I personally don't base how I dress off the underground genre, but I definitely
Well, I know, because you're wearing a mustard hoodie. It's horrible.
like, and they don't wear like bright colours in that, but like
I don't try and think about the underground artists that I listen to. Is their style is so extreme. I'm just normally wear like, if I don't know, I just wear like cargo trousers, like straight jeans most days, but they'll wear like.
Well, they'll just be themselves.
They'll just be themselves. They're like wear the most insane stuff, and like I look up to them so much when I think about like how to look in that, because like before I listened to underground, I was like, oh, face tattoos look so. But then you see them on people like X and Ski.
I mean, let's be honest, they've just got the to do it.
They've got the
we don't. They're just like, do you know what? Screw it. Like
they went. If this like I'm putting when you like I think Peep said it's like if you don't make it as a musician.
When you say when you say that sort of like face tattoos, you make me think of people like Lucky Diamond Rich or people like that who have full tattoos on their face. Lucky Diamond Rich covered his entire body. In fact, he is a white man, but he's black because of tattoos. He's inked his entire body. He looks like he's made out of stone. Pretty much.
They don't really like SoundCloud rappers don't like cover their face in like tribal stuff. Literally, like they'll get the most random things tattooed. Like their tattoos are a lot more mismatched. Like Lil Peep, for example, he had the words "crybaby" written above his eye. He had literally, I'm gonna take my hat off real quick. Here on his head, just but like his hairline, he had "Get Cake Die Young." He had what did he have? He had a horseshoe in the middle. It wasn't more like
it wasn't covering. It was just small little things. It wasn't
like pattern
about.
Like I want this because it represented. I think it represented a lot. I don't think he went I need this like tribal thing
because it looks cool.
Yeah, because it looks like edgy. It's just got like.
Let's have a little look at the history.
I love his toes.
Let's have a little look at the history of underground music now. So if we go back to the 60s, it's been described as aggressive and radical, and you have bands such as the Stooges, MC5, and then sort of 70s bands, Sex Pistols, Damned, Clash.
It's like proper like rebellious sort of.
Like against the norm.
Yeah, it was like we're not going to follow your pattern. We're going to do our own thing. Like we're here. They live by their own terms. It's like let anyone, like a mainstream band like Little Mix, they'll be told like they're molded in there. Everyone says you're not allowed to say this. You're not allowed to wear. Yeah, it's a formula. You're not allowed to wear this.
It's not even them anymore doing the songs. It'll be someone doing it and then going, right, I want you to do this, you to do that, you to do that.
They're like puppets.
They're like puppets. It's just a face. Whereas underground like bands like that and like the underground rappers that we listen to,
they don't care. They
just follow their own thing. They're like, we're gonna do our own thing. So you can, if you like it, cool. If you don't, fuck off.
If we move into the early 1980s now, some mainstream. I am going off of Wikipedia because I don't really know much about the history. What's your take on that? How would you describe the 80s and the 90s movement of underground music?
All I'd say is they definitely left their mark, because now in 2017 we have hip hop artists taking pages and
people like Stormzy and that.
Stormzy's not underground.
Well, no, you have people that came off of sort of the underground genre, and you have people who like grime is like a subgenre of rap.
But Stormzy's a mainstream artist now.
Yeah.
Like
that's sort of what I mean.
Big Few Boots was in the chart.
He's starting to be one of them people who are just going to be a puppet again for rap. He's just going to be one of them people that like everyone's like, oh yeah, Stormzy, but and then behind
Stormzy had that.
doors,
Do you remember the Stormzy effect?
Do you think the internet has made what underground music is today? Do you think the internet has had an effect on that?
Definitely.
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read a quote here. So there is an expert called Martin Raymond. He's London-based. He has a London-based company. He said, "You once had a series of gatekeepers in the adoption of a trend. So the innovator, the early adopter, the late adopter, the early mainstream, the late mainstream, and finally the conservative. But now it goes straight from the innovator to the mainstream. What do you think of that?
Well, it's so like easy to get music now.
Yeah.
You just go on SoundCloud and you're literally listening to people's music that they made across the globe, and it's just right there. You don't have to go buy a CD or buy a vinyl record.
Music's not unless you collect vinyls or CDs or whatever. Music's not physical anymore.
No,
it's all based on a stream.
It's a lot simpler to mug people off. Basically, you can just go on there and download their songs.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to like. Back in the day, if you wanted, if you wanted a CD, you'd have to go out and buy a CD because the risks of downloading it could like flood your computer with viruses.
But actually, that's a good point. The development of how we listen to music. Yeah. So CDs are becoming less used now. We're moving on to vinyls again. They're coming back. Like
some people genuinely like vinyls. I think love the sound quality and stuff. But I think most of the people that like vinyls, like the young girls and that, are just doing it for the aesthetics.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're just doing it because it's mainstream, so I'll do that.
Yeah, they've got like a Crosley, a 1975 album. I didn't ask for it.
Oh, that was funny.
Okay, so the overview. What? How would you look at the overview of underground music?
I think it's amazing. I think it's very unique. I think it's. I love the fact that you don't need many people to do it anymore. Like,
that's very, it's true.
Yes, back in the day, you'd need like a whole team.
You need a creator and a listener. Yeah, that's all you need. You need two.
Now
people.
You just need a cheap mic, a laptop. You just need like a mic, like a cheap mic, a laptop, and a hard instrumental. And because
you don't even need a hard instrumental.
Like everyone's producing now. It's so easy.
Yeah, I was about to say you can even make it yourself.
Like, okay, so are there any? Is there anything that you would say to people who want to get into the underground genre?
Give it a go. Don't be like scared by their images.
Don't be scared. That's all I'd say. Like go in with an open mind and just you'll enjoy.
As artists, the first songs I'd listen to. What would be the first songs you listen to if you were like going into underground? What was the songs you'd recommend?
Well, if I was you, I'd take. You said the three sort of types of underground. Yeah. You said like dark, depressing, like hard, and then I'd just listen to one of each. So maybe listen to like Suicide Boys, Antarctica. Maybe XXX, Take a Step Back, and then maybe like Ugly God, Water. Listen to them three, find what you like.
My top 3 songs, if you were going to start if you're going to start listening to the underground, would probably be Antarctica by Suicide Boys, probably Ben's Truck by Lil Peep, and then I'm trying to think of a chill like upbeat song.
Probably like.
Probably Someone by Six Dogs.
The whole outlook the whole outlook for underground music is summed up by Wikipedia. Underground music comprises musical genres. Any song that is not commercialized is considered underground music, which is a whole plethora of different styles of music.
Yeah, as long as it's not in the mainstream.
All I want to say though is you need to go check out an artist called Trippie Redd. He's about to blow up. He's one of the best artists to come out this year. Trippie Redd, 1400 Gang. You know what the going on.
On a sort of a final note before we finish up today.
That's my final note.
That's Charlie's final note.
Is there anything else that you would sort of say to people listening about underground? Because it is a very it's bigger than it seems.
It's a very youthful genre. Like I cannot imagine like 42-year-old Carol bumping like X on the way to Asda. But like it's a very youthful genre, so you just like bear that in mind if you're gonna listen to it. It's made for like different.
What's the sort of the age or sort of people that you would think listen to
16 to 30?
Probably 16 to 25, I'd say.
So you wouldn't find like 55-year-old ladies listening to it then.
Pardon?
You wouldn't really find like 55-year-old ladies listening to it. You sort of go for the young.
I mean, ladies can, but I wouldn't say 55.
No, at the end of the day, it's all opinions anyway.
Yeah, people like if you, I'd be very surprised if I walked in on my aunt bumping out "Look at Me" or something. I'd be very surprised. But if I saw someone that I knew that like listened to that sort of thing, that was like a bit older, that's cool. Like my dad's 54 and that, and he's like a massive fan of Lil Peep.
Really?
Yeah, I like literally just. Yeah, I think that's one thing though. You just got to show if you show someone something, talking like high regards of it, be like, oh, I really like this song. I think you'll do too. And then
that's a good point actually. A few weeks ago we had Rob Field on the podcast, and he said that sort of the music that your parents listen to is that sort of if you're listening to a sort of music and then your parents get into it, you'll sort of go off that music. Do you agree with that?
What? So you'll go off the music your parents like?
Say you're listening to a punk song and then your parents listen to it and they become fans of it. Would you go off that punk song?
No, I love banging out songs with my parents. If I'm walking downstairs and my mum's playing an amazing song, just join in with them.
I think as new generations have gone out, the sort of the ethos for music has changed. I think quite a short one this week. Thank you guys for coming on.
It's alright, man.
And we had a bit of problems setting up and whatnot, but yeah. And Joe, thank you for standing in for Charlie. Charlie will be back next week. We'll be looking at Shakespeare with Mrs. Kay Vanderhoven, Adam Fullerton, and we'll also have a special guest called Aricia Thomas on the podcast as well. So make sure you check that out next week. We'll be back then. Take it easy.